Who did he fight? Who did he fight? Oliveira, when we were in New York.
Yeah.
And there was some talk about you fighting Chandler at the time. Obviously, he was fighting Oliveira. And I was watching him thinking, there's no way Paddy can lose to this guy. I just thought, I know a lot of people were saying online, like, oh, it's a tough fight for Paddy. I thought, easy fight for Paddy. And it was pretty.
Yeah, it was.
Pretty easy.
Still, the two judges give him the first round. Even though I finished him, that still annoyed me.
No, you know what, he makes some crazy decisions, like, he had you in this kind of position, where he had your back. And rather than just tripping you like this.
He kept trying to pick me up and slam me.
Yeah, and getting like a top position and holding it. He was just picking you up.
No, what the most annoying thing he done was, lad? When he got me down and he had me like that, my elbow was on the mat. Kept pulling my elbow on the mat, lad. And I had the naughtiest mat burn ever the next day.
Oh, did you?
Lad.
How bad is the canvas in the UFC?
Lad, it's the worst. I'd rather get punched in the face than have mat burn.
Every time, every time I grapple in a fight, no skin on my knees, feet are knackered, elbows are gone, everything.
For days I couldn't wear a jacket. If I wore a jacket, lad, it was sticking to my elbow, lad.
These are the issues that the people don't see, do they?
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that's like some, I mean, I don't want to slag him off, but some like bad fight IQ.
No, that's what we said going into it, lad. Obviously, he's explosive, he's fast.
And now the MMA community is watching this feud spiral into something much bigger than anyone expected. This all started when Tom Aspinall joined Paddy Pimblett in a recent video to break down Paddy's win over Chandler. They went through the fight, step by step, talking about strategy, what was going through Paddy's mind, and even reenacting key moments.
Going there, picking you right up off the floor, which gets a bit of a scream off the crowd, slamming you, and you were going,
yeah, and get
straight back up. I'm like, you could have saved half the energy and been on top.
And as soon, when he done that a few times, got back up, and then I jumped for the flying triangle and kicked him off me. And as soon as we separated there, when I kicked him off, I seen him go.
Yeah.
And I just knew he was fading already. You know what I mean? Started putting a bit more shots in on him.
You know, it's weird because he's obviously like a really fit guy, but if you do a sprint for 5 minutes, no one's going to be fit, are they? That's what he does. He just goes out there, he throws from like here, swinging. Everything he does, he's picking up full blast. It's just, it's mad for someone who has that many fights. I'm just surprised.
Again, don't want to slag him off because he's a nice fella.
He is a nice fella.
Lad, when you look at his Instagram, lad, all he does is hit pads and do F&C.
Yeah.
All he does. Hit pads, rope and things, tire flips, bike, ski.
But when it came to Chandler's approach, Aspinall didn't hold back. He criticized Chandler for wasting huge amounts of energy, pointing out how he was slamming Paddy to the ground and throwing his weight around instead of fighting smart. As Peniel said, Chandler fought with zero patience, no fight IQ whatsoever, and that his whole approach looked like something out of a bar fight rather than a championship-level performance. Michael Chandler wasn't about to stay quiet. He responded by pointing out the hypocrisy, saying, Aspinall has been slagging off his fight IQ for months and questioning why. Aspinall was moaning about him holding up the division waiting for Conor McGregor when Aspinall himself sat on the sidelines waiting for a fight.
And I got to watch him. I got the pleasure of watching them both up close. Yeah. And you know yourself, watching it on the TV and watching it when you're 10 feet away is two completely different things. And I watched Chandler, and granted, Chandler had been out the Octagon a little while at the time, I think a couple of years or whatever, so he might have been a bit rusty, and he was fighting Charles Oliveira, who's one of the greats at the weight division. But I didn't rate him, to be honest. I thought he looked off. I thought, yeah, he wasn't great. He wasn't as good as I thought he was watching him on the TV. And he had been out for a bit of time. He had, definitely. Love watching him fight, obviously. If you're not a Michael Chandler fan, like, you're probably not going to enjoy it.
Channel featuring Pimblett, and he had his own theory as to why Chandler's struggling. It's a bad fight IQ. It's weird because he's obviously a really fit guy, but if you do a sprint for 5 minutes, no one's going to be fit, are they? He just goes out there, he throws from here, swinging, everything he does is picking up full blast. It's mad for someone who has that many fights. I'm just surprised. There you go. I was watching him thinking there's no way Paddy loses to this guy. I know a lot of people were saying online he's a tough fight for Paddy. I thought easy fight for Paddy. And it was pretty easy. So what did Chandler say? Didn't that big goober say this like 3 years ago? And then waited as long for Jon as I did for Conor? No, nowhere near. It was about a year. You waited for 3 years. Your bloodline thing was a feud. No one gives a fuck about you. Will be forgotten to the annals of history.
The MMA world is buzzing as Tom Aspinall and Michael Chandler trade heated words. What started as a casual fight breakdown with Paddy Pimblett quickly turned into a war of opinions. Aspinall didn't hold back, ripping into Chandler's fight IQ, and wild style Chandler clapped back, accusing Aspinall of hypocrisy and ducking fights himself. Now, fans are taking sides and the tension is only getting hotter.
Done it all in the MMA space, and felt like there wasn't too many more challenges for me, and I just wanted to do something more than championships and money. And Donald Trump mentioned that he wanted to have a fight at the White House Garden, and that just seems like such a huge opportunity. I'm a very proud American. I have a lot of close friends that are in the military, and this is my act of I can't call it service, but just to be able to entertain the country and the world at this level at the White House, it just means the world to me. So I'm back.
I love that.
I'd love it too. Has anybody fought at the White House before? Like, officially?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I heard there was a boxing match many years ago at the White House.
Okay.
MMA will be the first.
All right, so what's the get back been like? Because if you retire and then come back, that's got to be crazy.
Yes, it's been difficult and different. Everything hurts, I'm a lot more sore than I ever remember being, but I know this process very well.
So me and Ciryl, we've been supposed to fight each other a couple of times before.
Similar age as well. You kind of both come through, right? Well, he's a tiny bit older than you, isn't he?
I think he's a little bit older, and he has a couple more, or at least he started his career in the UFC a little bit earlier than I did. I was trying to fight him because he was like kind of just a little bit above me all the time. Fight never materialised. He turned me down a couple of times, to be honest. This could be the fastest, best moving heavyweight fight that anybody's ever seen. We're both great movers, we're both light on our feet, we're both elusive. Both me and Ciryl have niche style for heavyweights. We don't fight like heavyweights, both of us, so.
What are your thoughts on Ciryl Gane being potentially the toughest opponent yet for you? A lot of people say somebody you've not really sort of faced that type of fighter in the heavyweight division.
I think both me and Ciryl are we both have niche style for heavyweights. We don't fight like heavyweights, both of us. So this could be the fastest, best moving heavyweight fight that anybody's ever seen. We're both great movers. We're both light on our feet. We're both elusive. So this is going to be great. And by the way, all this stuff that I've just said previously, we actually made a video this time last year, a little bit longer, when we found out that Manchester was going to come and there was going to be an event in Manchester. When I thought I was fighting Ciryl Gane, but he declined it, we made a video there over a year ago now. And if you don't believe me, if you don't believe it on the timeline, look, got my teeth done now. Look at the old video. You want to zoom in on them?
Hold on.
Got my teeth done.
Let me get right in there.
Got the teeth done now. When I did this video, this was over a year ago. Didn't have my teeth done then, so get over there.
This feud is exploding just as Aspinall gears up for his interim title. Clash with Ciryl Gane. Many wonder if the drama will distract him before the biggest fight of his career. Others believe it's classic Aspinall speaking his mind and staying cool under pressure. The matchup in Abu Dhabi is already seen as a technical masterclass in the making. With both his words and skills on display, Aspinall's next move will be under a microscope.
Aspinall will face Ciryl Gane. Aspinall has 15 wins, and all of them are by finish. Gane is the #1 ranked heavyweight.
Now, when you look at the UFC heavyweight rankings, as I say, Tom has beat most of them, and he's beat them in style, and he's knocked them all out. Curtis Blades, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, whoever they are, he's beaten them all up. But Ciryl Gane is a little bit different. Now, of course, Jon Jones beat Ciryl Gane in quick fashion, took him down in the first round, submitted him with a front choke. But Ciryl Gane is the same as Tom Aspinall in terms of athletic ability. When I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight George St. Pierre, that kind of goes to Ciryl Gane as well. The man's gigantic. He's very quick. He's agile. He's light on his feet. He could run any sport on the planet. And he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling. That's what cost him against Jon Jones, and that's probably what's going to cost him against Tom Aspinall. You never know. He could clip him. This is a dangerous fight. This is heavyweight MMA. But Tom Aspinall can grapple. We've seen him take people down. He's done jiu-jitsu since he was about 15 years old. His dad is going to be on his case, and that's an absolute fact. Saying, hey, you're not messing with this guy. Take him down. Show him what you can do. Show the world your grappling capability. Remember, Ciryl Gane turned Francis Ngannou into a wrestler, okay? So he's a very, very credible threat on the feet. But, of course, I do fancy Tom Aspinall to get the job done. The fact that he isn't fighting Jon Jones is insane, but we've talked about that till the cows come home, so I'm not going to bore you on that subject anymore. But just you wait. Just you wait. Jon Jones is probably going to pop up on Twitter.
I think she'll stay here.
It's a back and forth that has fans split. Some saying Aspinall is spot on about Chandler's style. Others defending Chandler's aggressive approach and saying his energy and explosiveness are exactly what make him dangerous. And all of this comes while Aspinall is preparing for his huge interim title fight against Ciryl Gane in Abu
Aspinall
Dhabi.
is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. What's the first step for him?
Give him the one contender, Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane is somebody that's a big heavyweight, that's very agile. I don't think Tom Aspinall gets rid of him that way like he has with other people. And I think that'll be a big indication if Jon Jones wants to come back and reclaim that bout once again.
I think you're absolutely right. Fight that makes sense. Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. Let's make that happen. Ciryl Gane is... People forget how fantastic he is. A guy that can kind of float around the octagon, touch you, kick you, hit you with elbow. He's just a complete game. But man, Tom's movement, his boxing, speed, and his power, it's very, very difficult to doubt this man anymore.
But now he's the champ. He wants to fight him. You know, so you can understand a little bit of shit talk there in Tom's nice, kind of respectful fashion without, you know, lowering himself and losing his temper and you know, just using facts to talk shit realistically. And he was in Paris, by the way, because I met up with him and his dad. But he fought Ngannou for the belt. Then he fought Jones for the belt. And now he's fighting Tom for the belt. You know, he's certainly getting the opportunities.
Yeah, and Tom's right. I mean, if Ciryl goes out there and loses to Tom this time around, it's tough, as we know, to go and get that fourth title shot after something like this when you've dropped him like that. It's definitely a must-win situation if he wants to be the champion. Now, it's not a must-win situation in terms of his career. He's not going anywhere as long as he wants to fight. But if you want to be champ, man, especially with a guy like Tom, where you don't beat him now, there's probably not a good chance that you're going to be getting back to that one anytime soon.
Well, in terms of the matchup, they're both big men, similar sizes. They're both athletic, very athletic. They're fast, the pair of them. They're both very coordinated. I think if I had to give an advantage to Ciryl, it'd be in the, you know, maybe in the movement. Maybe he's a little slicker on the feet, but he's not as powerful as Tom. And Tom's certainly slick, as we know. But the wrestling, the grappling side of things, it's not even a conversation. It's not a conversation. So Tom should be able to take him down.
While some wonder if the drama will distract him, others believe this is just classic Aspinall saying exactly what's on his mind, staying relaxed and letting nothing throw him off. The fight with Gane is already being called one of the most intriguing heavyweight matchups in recent years. Cell's technical striking, elite footwork, and ability to control range will be a major test for Aspinall's speed, timing, and explosive grappling.
If he chooses to. So if Ciryl Gane isn't training in Dagestan for 2-3 months, years, days, weeks.
Or Arkansas.
Or Arkansas, brother.
Hey, he's go down there with
brass. Get up there with brass. If he's not just solely working on his grappling, then he's a fool. Yeah. And by the way, Tom's probably got bigger power. Tom might just knock him out on his feet as well. And I'm not saying that Ciryl can't be a force and Ciryl can't compete and Ciryl can't surprise us all, because he can. And Tom knows that. That's why he'll train accordingly. But the grappling is a big question mark.
Big question mark. And I think if we're talking about their styles too, I think the one thing that you can give Ciryl, other than maybe his unorthodox movement, the way he switches stances quite a bit, he kicks more, he uses a bit more tools, whereas Tom can kick, he can do it all, no doubt about it. He can knee and all of that. But I think that primarily the hands are where Tom really showcases.
Don't miss a second of the action as Tom Aspinall steps into the Octagon for one of the most anticipated heavyweight showdowns in years. Will the war of words with Michael Chandler fuel his performance or be a distraction? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and make sure to subscribe for more MMA updates, fight breakdowns, and behind-the-scenes drama straight from the fight world.